I don't know. So once we got that all cleared out, we were able to save a good amount of fuel, I thought. And I was just kind of gauging my lap time off the people behind us just to keep our gap that we had once we felt like we saved enough. So just trying to be as smooth as I could on the gas pedal out there as I could, and that's something from my dirt days that I had a lot of practice with, so no issue there. So I was just trying to run the best lap I could, the shortest lap I could, and just maintain our gap to the guys behind us. As much as I wanted to run down the guys in front of us, it became very obvious that they weren't going to make it on fuel, so there's no point in trying to run them down and get ahead of them or make them run harder than they were. So we just had to run our race at the end there, just make sure we saved enough fuel in case we had an overtime at the end of the race, but it didn't fall that way, and we were able to pretty smoothly just roll onto our victory. The race winning decision on our end was what he decided to do, bring us down on pit road and get that splash and go and get ahead of the other guys and dice through those people on the restart to get some cars in front.
Bob Hopper, Fox Sports. Richard, when you're trying to decide maybe which cup races you want Tyler to kind of do this year, do these wins, do they matter as far as like trying to schedule, when are you maybe before the playoffs, or maybe you want certain races or tracks during the playoffs, or does it just really depend on sponsorship and where sponsors want to race?
We're going to race him at least one more, maybe two. We're hoping that the more sponsorship we get, the more we'll run, but I'm going to race him myself for at least one, maybe two races. And we're going to kind of pick where we'll sit down and talk about the best opportunities. I'd like to see him in a car here tomorrow for sure, but because it's going to be an aggressive race tomorrow, it's going to take a lot of aggressive driving, and I think he'd fit right in the seat.
Go to Jim down here on the right.
JimUnderMotorsport.com for Tyler and also Randall. If you like. Worst day is 14th. That's pretty good for just about anybody who's running this series. I just wonder what it felt like to have a season like this, and with those kind of numbers, it shouldn't, I guess, be a surprise that you're able to eventually translate them into wins like you have the last 5 races.
I mean, I knowing that we were as fast as we were at Daytona, that how Vegas went, we were as good as Kyle and Christopher in that race, and the three of us at one point in that race were just disappeared from everybody else. So to be that good every single race, my confidence going into the race, and I'm sure Randall will tell you the same, is just higher than it's ever been before. Even when things don't go our way, we're still having fun. If we have a bad stop or we slide through, we're not freaking out. It's not the end of the world, because we know we're good enough as a group to get back up there, even against some of the most adverse odds. I mean, we lost power steering in Richmond, and we got faster. We've hit the wall, just run all by ourselves, single file at Talladega, and we somehow came back and won it. So